Hi, welcome. I am so happy that you are here. If you are here, that means that you have already had a connection call with me, and now you are on the pre-call assignment phase of your strategy call, where we're going to spend 30 to 45 minutes really diving, more like 35, 40 minutes, really diving into your business and what's possible with your marketing strategy this year to grow your business both in your impact, your audience following size, and also your income, which is, both things have to be happening at once in synergy. Social media is a one-to-many platform, marketing is a one-to-one platform, and we need to understand how those things are going to drive traffic to your offers, right? That's the whole point of it, not just to create places to communicate. So that's part of my philosophy, and I want to dive into my philosophy a little bit more today. I have some notes written down, so if you see me looking down, it's because I want to make sure I say the things that I'd like to say. So we have two videos in this pre-call assignment, and please take the time to do that. Have some notebook, have some paper. For this part of the assignment, you're actually going to draft out your own philosophical pillars, the things that really mean a lot to you. So when I tell you my things, I'm also going to encourage that you also use the same prompt to write about your philosophies in your life, in your business, and seeing how those things actually are interwoven when you're creating compelling messaging. So I teach wellness as a business strategy, not an afterthought. What I mean by that is that I have seen a lot of things in my industry that make me see a little bit of like health practitioners who are not practicing regular self-care, um, people who are teaching business and coaching who are showing up to call sick because they're just running themselves they're running themselves to the illness, right? They're really running themselves into the ground, and they're not paying attention to some of the more intuitive signs. And also they're not creating systems that are sustainable for themselves. So they're just pushing through it and not acknowledging that their health is like an investment in their business. So that's definitely a pillar. As an example, my most recent year-long group program for startup entrepreneurs, which is called the um, Everyday Holistic Business Fast Track. I had the abbreviation in my head, not the whole name. And they are so that was a group of people who never, they had very bare bones business set up, and they've been practicing single service sessions only, but not ever, creating any kind of impact with their brand and not doing it consistent enough to be really a business, more like a hobby. And so we started with self-care modules, self-care strategies, shaping self-care strategies in herbalism and herbal nutrition, the things that I have expertise in because I have a background in holistic practice as a holistic practitioner, holistic brand. And that's why part of the reason why I feel so passionate about holistic business owners, holistic health business owners rather. And we started with these strategies to ensure that they had things structurally in their business every day that relied on their self-care and their boundary setting and their ability to create momentum only when it felt like it was aligned with their health and with their sense of well-being. We also wanted to build up critical mass around them trying different things out that involved in holistic health, because they were not quite sure of what positioning they wanted to take in their industry. They didn't quite know what content or what specific focus or audience they wanted to hone in on. So a lot of our first half of our year was just that, was creating a lot of different activities in health, looking at a lot of different research examples and case study examples and things that I've done in the industry, so that they could be like, yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about this particular population and this type of project and this approach in health, so that they could focus in and then be able to actually create a strategic brand for themselves. So details do matter for me. I think that it's really important to do a strong planning stage no matter what what process you're taking on and what skill set you're focusing in on your business. So if you're focusing on growing your social media or your marketing strategy, you have to first start with a really good planning in order to implement it. It's not going to just happen. Things don't just happen overnight. It's not magic. The algorithm is not broken. I promise you. It's a matter of strategy, process, and actually referring to the process and reflecting on what worked. I believe in balance. I'm a Libra sun, and I really do think that balance is important, and that all feeds into that wellness is a business structure. I mean, you as an entrepreneurs, we are really you're piloting and you're doing it yourself. So especially if you're new or you're not yet at a scalable place. So even before you get to that scalable place, you don't have teams in place, you don't have departments, so you're doing all the tasks yourself. So realizing balance in your process and your strategy will really help you keep control of your time and your energy, which are like the most critical things for your business. And then, of course, business is just one aspect of our life, right? We have our health, we have our families, we have all the other things that make us happy and responsibilities. So everything has to be done with that kind of mindfulness. And it's really important that we're not doing it alone, because having accountability partners or being a part of a program or a group dynamic or community that you've actually invested into really can make the difference between like feeling alone in this journey and also really learning how to get things done faster. It's one thing to put you're sitting with your problem and you're trying to figure it out on your own versus just going to a group you've invested in and asking that problem and then getting the response, right? There's a big difference there. And that's one of the main things that's like a make or break for a lot of businesses. It's just knowing how to create that balance by structuring their life with help at the right time. Passion is everything. I do love passion, and I think that health business owners have the most passion and the most compassion, and those are two critical values for me. I believe in passion, and I think that passion is for marketing purposes so important because we want to feel like we're having fun with a lot of these things that are really uncomfortable. Maybe at first, it's a way to move into it in a playful way, but then seeing, hey, I actually kind of like that. So really trying things out, kind of like the toddler who's trying a new, or a young kid who's trying a new food. We want to praise them for trying those new things, right? Because they tried it. That first step was a big step, and even though they might not finish what's on their plate, they at least experience this new thing that wasn't very comfortable for them to think about. Maybe it had this off smell, or maybe they perceived this weird color or something. And so getting into all those little things is super important when we are thinking about trying new things and marketing and just putting ourselves out there in this really kind of refreshing, playful, creative, flow-based way. Know your value. I wrote this down because this is something that I see a lot. People just aren't selling. They're not offering enough. They're not telling people what they think their things are in value. Honestly, value of your services, everybody needs a good look at this, right? Pretty regularly. Not because they're, not because they're not, but because maybe they're not really matching the price to the value of the programming, and or they're getting into this kind of like rhythm about money that isn't very in congruence with their mission or their values. And it's this exchange. When we're doing money, it's this exchange of energy and as well as physical. And so taking some time to assess all that is super important in that planning stage. I believe in working smart and hard. It's just because you've gotten to a new level in your business doesn't mean you stop working hard. I kind of see that. It's a very unpopular opinion, and there's a myth out there that once you get there, you're going to have all this freedom. I don't really teach that. Because I think that's kind of it's like a dream, And instead of thinking about that, think about, what the differences are and finding out if those differences are right for you. And then, making that lifestyle and working in the things that are required for that level. Because every level is different and each level has its own challenges, own risks, and then, of course, its own rewards. So that's how I teach. Money is a tool. Well, it is. Money is a great tool. And I really love to help people make it. So I can see, what else did I write down? Oh man, oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so my words are leadership, vocal, action, playfulness, passion, compassion. And yeah, I would say also loyalty, commitment, and devotion, right? I really think that when you love your mission, when you love what you're aligning yourself with, then it all makes sense. But if we're not clear about those things first, then it's not going to really make sense. It's just about um, the interim. So even if you're in a field that's really saturated, like there's 100 others of you, you have your own unique mission and your own unique value system. So now it's your time to actually write a couple of your philosophical pillars down, kind of like what I just did. A few quotations, things that you commonly say that people kind of ascribe to you or like think about you when they hear them. Different words that pop out to you that are of significance, values. These are the things that you want to spend the next few minutes writing down, okay? And that's going to be kind of the shape that we're going towards when we're developing our really strong and compelling marketing strategy that is able to convert better because it comes from a more authentic and aligned place.